Still nothing. Forgot what it looks like when somebody's ready. Whoa. Nope. Sorry, Allard.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Here!
Guess I just talked to everybody. Who's on me? How have you been lately? Especially when I lose. Galvana? About the rift of erosion? You'd better just seal it off. That's not what I said. It's not that small a space. So no, not you either. Please don't tell me.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Since I can't find anyone. Ooh, delicious personal save too. And will not bring long-term happiness. Cool. Fall asleep? Oh my gosh, I have so many, huh? I need to earn 300, and if I can't go down to the work area, I have to talk to somebody. Not Bran. He's not gonna do squat. Hey, Monglain, is there anything I can do? Why is it so hard for me to find something to do? Tricky, you wouldn't happen to just help me get some stuff, would you? I didn't think so. Who do I talk to for this? Don't they have something over their head? What? Fine. Time to talk to the troop again. Come on, Amelia. Circle around. How's that old man doing? Blood. About the yellow green stones. Bubble. About a guard's duties. Many complaints. Just wish people would be more diligent. I can understand that. Why not take a vacation? Will the work ever be finished? Of course not. I.e., never take a break.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
It's not down here. Okay. Come on. What are you doing here? Don't understand what you're talking about. Don't want you understand. Come on, rival. We need to talk to someone. Could discuss something else entirely. Math? That's why you leave. I've had enough math in my life. Still have to do it all. Nako? Do I talk to you? Oh, you apparently made me mad. Okay, you won't do. No, nobody's gonna understand. I did stuff. What was it? You don't really need dialogue. Something else?
Wouldn't gliding be faster? Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Siege man, you got something for me to do? No, siege. Oh, no. No. Let's look at staying healthy. Bed, early rise, eat healthy foods, moderate exercise, carry your mental state, and stay in good spirits. Oh. Okay. Where am I supposed to go?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Caterpillar probably went to get coupons elsewhere, but he left us some clues. To the southeast side of the production zone's upper level. Maybe we'll be able to get some coupons. Take our chances. Production zone it is. But I have another quest. Tornado non-Fontanians seem to be discriminated against. They ignore us as well. Is there a better way to go about this? Let's just knock. Who is it? A nameless traveler, an adventurer crossing all the nations of the world. I am Melusine. My identity, nor inquire as to my origins. A nameless traveler, an adventurer crossing all the nations of the world. This place become a scenic attraction. Stop playing around, Crichton. Don't forget what we're here for. We were asked to discuss something with you. Oh, we were hired to ask about renting this room of yours. Of course, the client will be happy to pay you in coupons. Something similar happened a while ago. That client of yours really refuses to give up, huh? You were sent by that guy with the really funky way of talking, weren't you? Forget it. Out of respect of his perseverance, tell me his offer. Yes! Looks like we've still got some room for communication. Nako told us about his expectations for the price. If we're making the offer, should we reveal his budget from the get-go, or should we try getting a bargain? Let's just lay the cards on the table. It's haggle time. Let's put this price in the basement. Let's just lay all the cards on the table. I think this guy likes honesty, so do that. Alright, Paimon's telling it like it is. Client's budget is 54,000 coupons. Paimon thinks it's a good deal. Only 54,000? That's just 10% higher than when he had that psycho hammer on my door. What a miser. Okay, Paimon thinks it's a lot. You know nothing. Haven't you heard of Carranza? He's much more generous. He offered me 108,000. Really, that much? Of course. Do I look like a liar to you? You can't see anything from this side of the door. He didn't sound very confident. Maybe he made it all up to trick us. What's our negotiation plan now, Crichton? We honestly only have this much, so it's his if he wants it. He's trying to play us. Let's play him instead. Honesty is the best policy. Honestly, only have this much, so it's his if he wants it. We told the truth from the start. We only have 54,000. 108,000 is crazy. If you refuse, then our hands are tied. We'll have no choice but to give up. I just have to wait a little longer. Just a little longer, and it'll rise all the way up. I'll definitely get a higher offer when you return the next time, and the time after that. I never misinterpret the trends. It will go up. So I must hold on. I cannot rashly agree, cannot agree so easily. Is there a reason you're so confident? Experience, of course. Based on my last two experiences, the upward trend will continue if I don't interrupt it. Isn't that obvious? What kind of logic is that? You're a child, so of course you don't understand. Anyway, it isn't the right time yet, so I won't agree. You can go now. Well, it doesn't seem like he'll be changing his mind. Let's head back and pass the news to Nakariton. We'll do that later. Right. Underground. Upper production level. And it'll be southeast. East. Ah! Greenville. What are you doing up here? All relevant labor regulations and procedures must be followed in the production zone. That means safety first. If you got no questions, then don't disturb my work. Oh gosh dang. Okay. Click. Ah! Nelly! Huh? Why is it not listening to instructions? It's not time for that right now. Huh? What's a camera doing here? Where there's news, there's cameras. Have you never heard that before? I think I have. Nope. Probably. Charlotte, I think, might have said something similar. But I just made that up. So where did you hear it? Well, there really isn't anything new under the sun anyway. So no matter what I say or write, it is always but a parody of others. The camera is here, so where's the news? Well, news is like fishing. It requires patience and making the right judgment at the right time. That's how you hook really big fish. Oh, I mean, that's how you hook a scoop. Hmm? Wait, that doesn't sound right. Forget it. Sounds a bit amateurish. You're not a journalist, right? Never mind the news. I like fishing too. Really? That's perfect. Actually, I'm just a novice angler, and I've got a bunch of questions, but didn't know where to turn for advice. For example, if you hook a maintenance mecha and it bites, what would you do? Just release it, beat it up, and show who's boss. Cook it for Paimon. Oh! Paimon really believes in your cooking, Crichton, but no matter how you look at it, those just aren't edible. I see, I see. So that's how you choose to handle it. Hmm, it's a very valuable reference. I will commit it to memory. Huh? How do we end up talking about fishing? You're really good at steering the conversation. Huh? It seems I have much to learn as an amateur journalist. But it was you who brought up fishing. Anyway, what's an amateur journalist like yourself doing here? I'm here to complete the project assigned to me, to capture the most vivid moments of the Fortress of Meripede guards at work with my camera. But I spent too much time completing that required compliance documents. Just take a look and you'll understand. Nellie takes out a stack of documents, all packed with various contractual clauses and signatures. Just looking at them makes you feel dizzy. Whew. By the time I completed all the procedural paperwork, I missed the guards at work during their shift. Or, in fishing terms, there aren't any fish in the water right now. Huh? But there are guards on duty here right now. But I want to hook a platinum collection. I don't think of initial configuration or water body cleaner as enough impact. That way, even if I complete my project, other photographers might not think it worthy of praise. Stop being so picky. If you don't want to return empty-handed, well, you keep on waiting then. See ya. You're just leaving? Really? Aren't you gonna help me? Well, it's not like we can just magically conjure up the platinum collection you want. You're right. I need to come to terms with my own limited abilities and stop trying to catch fish that are beyond me. I'm just a useless angler. Oh, wait. I mean, amateur journalist. Alright, no more wallowing in self pity. Time to cheer up. If it's alright with you, could you do me a small favor? Please, I'll pay you. Oh, that was fast. Well, it depends on the favor. So, why don't you tell us what it is first? The guard over there, Greenville? Based on my judgment, his news value among guards is equivalent to that of a situation controller among maintenance mechs. I should be able to write a good report with him as my subject. Well, I can keep myself from getting criticized at least. But he just refuses to come over here. So could you bring him to a suitable spot for me to take a snapshot? Why don't you just explain it to him yourself and get him to come over that way? Can't you just take your camera over to him? Well, the view is better here, and if he sees the camera, I'm sure he'll focus on it and leave me with nothing but a bunch of stiff poses to work with. Let me think. It's best if we turn off the loudspeaker to report it to Greenville as a malfunction and ask him to have a look. Then I'll definitely be able to capture a vivid moment of a Fortress of Meropide guard at work. My project's completion depends on this. I'm counting on you. Please help me. It doesn't sound difficult, Crichton. Maybe we should help her out. Yeah, and if we get caught, we'll be in trouble. Now go ahead and turn off the loudspeaker. Next, report it to Greenville and tell them that there's something wrong with the loudspeaker, right? Yeah, but I remember there being something else. It was a loudspeaker, right? That I have to turn on and off and on and off and on and off, right? Just have to find it, unless that's the only loudspeaker. Alrighty, tidy then. That is the only one. Hi, we found a loudspeaker that seems to be malfunctioning. It's over there. Again? That's strange. I just got a client aid to repair it. Looks like he's not even as good as fixing things as I am. I mean, all you gotta do is give machines a couple of good smacks, right? Anyway, thanks. I'll go have a look. Thanks for your help. After that, it's all up to Nelly. Let's wait and see. It worked. I finally completed my project. I'm a journalist in my own right now. Thank you. You must have snapped a really excellent picture. Yeah, take a look at this. It doesn't look very vivid, but it's artistic, alright. It's so vivid it almost looks like it will start moving at any moment. It doesn't look very vivid, but it's artistic, alright. Feminine doesn't stand art at all. Will it really be okay to just use this one? What's wrong with it? I think it's a great shot. I'm sure no one would have expected me to snap a shot like this one. They'll all be so surprised. Paimon really doesn't get your standards for artistic critique. Oh, it's called symbolic meaning over substance. I'm sure all experienced photographers will understand once I submit it. Anyway, thank you. This is for you. It would be great if we could chat at a fishing spot next time. 280? I still need some more. There's Greenville now. Okay.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
I know there was something I have to do with all of the speakers. I just don't know what.
Learn the safety rules by heart. Wait, what was the second part?
Yahoo!
Squall and Fury!
Oh. Wait, was I supposed to talk to Greenville? Was that why it was? Gosh dang it.
Behold!
Where is he now? Greenville! Oh, he's upstairs.
Too slow.
Alright, so sorry about that, Greenville. Let me talk to you. All relevant labor regulations and procedures must be followed in the production zone. Safety first. Any questions? About the loudspeaker? It's necessary to keep everyone's spirits up. Too loud? Ha! How could it possibly be too loud? The only problem is that if it keeps breaking down, it used to start working again if you smacked it a couple times. That doesn't work now. I think we need someone to actually give it some serious maintenance. So now that he said that, there's literally nothing for me to do. Oh,
The wind rises.
I just have to search now. Alright, Nako, I'll just get your quest done. We're back, so here's what happened. I'll give Nako a detailed blow-by-blow account of the negotiations. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, I always keep my word, so here the compensation we agreed upon earlier. Ugh, now what am I gonna do? Calpro said to meet the message board administrator. Oh, I didn't realize that was something I had to do. Good to know, good to know. Oh, right, the administrative area. Right, it's the final day. Gosh dang it.
Behold!
Strange, Caterpillar and Lenore aren't here yet. Why bother coming when you know you're going to lose? I wouldn't be so certain of that. That's right. You are only ahead of us by a little. A little? Can the results be announced now? Stian? Actually, no. Let's wait a little. After all, the best must be saved for last. Looks like we don't have to wait long. Here they come. Mr. Crichton, Miss Paimon, have you seen the results yet? Did we win? We don't know yet. Well, seems everyone's here. Would you announce the results now, Estienne? Of course. Oh, but the results on Caterpillar's end still need to be calculated. My, what a cruel god. Toying with us from the start to finish like that. Why don't you wring out the last bit of mercy in your heart and let them know that the gap between us is too wide to cross? Stop torturing us with false hope. These are the final results, but we should be able to win once we have the coupons that Hatter got today, right? Hold on. Why have Genevieve's team's points been cleared out? I keep it all brave. I was against it, but this is the more logical approach with respect to the results. What's that about? Whoa! Rave's team has so many points! He doesn't need the chance to leave, and we don't need to place first. You mean you gave all your coupons to Rave? Isn't that against the rules? There's no rule forbidding it. I was originally in favor of amending the rules to ensure fair play, but no one else seemed to be in support of that. Indeed, there isn't a rule forbidding that. This competition would have been far more exciting if everyone could have fully used the rules to their advantage. More exciting for you, maybe. Rules don't mean a thing in a game as boring as this one. At the end of the day, it's a question of upholding one's honor. Alright, now that the scores have been announced, isn't it time for the final results? Our points from today haven't been added yet. A drop in the ocean. Oh my gosh! Now that everything's been added, here's what the results look like. Yes! Mr. Crichton, Miss Paimon, look, we won! What? That's impossible. What did you do? Whoa, that many? Paimon's last count. It's a trick even simpler than magic. I used the coupons I saved up in the past to hire a bunch of people to help me work. What we have now is the product of their work this whole time, and I believe this falls within the rules too. Even if it does, that's an insane amount. I also have my reasons for needing to win, and I'd even gotten help from my two friends. It would be a real shame if we lost now. So this wasn't about honor? I think it's time to announce the final results. Since everything's been tallied, it's time to announce the final results. The winners of this game are Caterpillar, Mr. Carrington, and Miss Paimon. No objections, I take it? There's nothing I can say except that it looks like I picked a fight with the wrong opponent. I ended up here last time for striking someone in anger. I won't make the same mistake this time. You'll pay the price for the choices you made. Whoa, I didn't expect to hear someone actually say that. Pretty cliche if you ask me. We'll see about that. You'll see. That's even more cliche. I know. Is everyone ready? If so, let's set off for now. Let's do this before Noelis gets back. I hope he can understand that his thinking isn't wrong, but that it's just not suited for a place like this. You're ready, aren't you, Lenore? Uh-huh. I've already said goodbye to everyone. We're also ready to get going whenever. Alright, just keep quiet for a while. I've made some arrangements in advance, so we shouldn't run into any problems. Nice. Follow Esteem out of the Fortress of Meripede. Yahoo! Sorry, Lenore, you just had to witness some murder right there. Mr. Crichton, Miss Paimon, do you see any walls? I don't see any wall anywhere around here. Walls? There are no walls here. Then are the walls somewhere really far away? A catter once told me that if they're too far away to see with your eyes, they'll look like the horizon. Mr. Crichton, Miss Paimon, where are we? By the water. We're in Fontaine. We're on the continent of Tivat. The continent of Tivat? Is it just like the Fortress of Meripede? I can't see its walls anywhere. That must make it a really, really big fortress, right? That thing up in the sky must be the moon, right? If it were the sun, it would probably hurt my eyes like the evil sorcerer's magic. All around me are things I've never seen before, and things I've only seen in my books. Mr. Crichton, Miss Paimon, let's go on another adventure. Cat was right. Adventuring outside is way more fun than in Meripede. That's right. The world outside is vast. I really envy the two of you. Lenore, let's discuss adventuring later. We should probably find your family first. Freeze, all of you. Where do you think you're going? Also, what's with that little girl? The evil sorcerer found us! What business is it of yours? Weren't you on leave? Patrolling with a Gardamek in your off hours won't get you promoted, you know. I came back as soon as I received the report. Have you gotten yourself mixed up with them? You're making a grave mistake, Estine. Actually, I think you'll find that I'm rectifying a mistake and saving everyone a lot of paperwork. Miss Monglain might even invite me to dinner as thanks. No, they're criminals. If the papers with their serial numbers on them are missing, they're still criminals. A little girl like this is a criminal? Are you out of your mind? We've been wrongly accused. If you have objections regarding your verdicts, then you must go through the appeals process. But until your charges are overturned, you're all still criminals. That's completely ridiculous. Those are the rules that everyone must abide by. Whatever other plans you may have had, I must now escort you back to the Fortress of Meripede. How about we go back first and take some time to think it over? We only just got out, and now you want to make us go back? I don't think so. You don't have a choice in the matter. You must comply with the rules and accept your punishment. Then there's no way out of this? I can see quite a few ways, actually. If a few Gardamex get scrapped in the process, well, that's also what happens when people break the rules.
You mean?
It would seem you have no intention of repenting. Then you leave me no choice. Gardamex, show no mercy to the recalcitrant criminals. What is that word? Phone. Recalcitrant. Having an obstinately uncooperative attitude toward authority or discipline is the adjective. A person with an obstinately uncooperative attitude. So yeah, just uncooperative people. Cool. And it is pronounced recalcitrant. I think. Cool. Fascinating words. Mr. Carrington, Miss Paimon, please be careful. A simple Gardamek to pull you and slow us down. Oh, I don't have my burst ready.
The wind rises.
Really think it's over?
What? There's more of them?
No. Behold. That's far enough.
This isn't over yet. Accept your punishment.
Time for takeoff.
Oh, did you bring Gardamek in the fortress with you? I'm coming to help. Caterpillar, I don't need help. How do you plan to help here? Oh, hey, I was gonna do stuff. Animo? No way. He's a rogue Symmetro? Villager? It's time for this magic has ended. Monster! It's just like you said. You're a monster wearing a human form. Caterpillar is a Helitro? Is this an illusion?
Boring.
There's just no end.
Upon the gale.
Comments are already in our hands. Give it up.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night into the wind.
Think you can get away?
Good heavens. I'm your colleague. You're not thinking of taking me in, too. Since you've thrown your lot in with them, you deserve the same punishment. Catter, Mr. Garden, Miss Paimon. Gardamek simply gets scrapped, but you, even if you are monsters, you can still feel pain, right? Is this Helitro really Caterpillar? Paimon can't wrap her head around this. Miss Paimon, how do you not recognize him? That's Catter. I'm a monster in human skin. A monster. I never imagined such a monster even existed in the fortress. A Helitro that can talk. Who would have thought? Well, sir, if you went to Leeway and learned all the things I learned in the chasm, you would know. How did you manage to pull the wool over everyone's eyes? What sorcery could allow a mindless creature to swarm its way into our midst like a wolf in sheep's clothing? Why haven't you run away yet? Are you pretending to be human? Of course I will catch you even if you do run. A dangerous monster like you. I'm guilty, but she hasn't done anything wrong. She shouldn't be here. You won't find her name on any sentencing documents. She is innocent. She only ended up stuck in the fortress due to a few mishaps. I'll return to the fortress with you, but have Esteen take her back home. Get her! A monster actually wants to make a deal with me? I do indeed. Let her go home. As far as the fortress of Meripede is concerned, she never existed in the first place. Her absence will not be felt. But catching a monster like me should be a big deal, no? Fontaine hasn't seen a monster like me for several centuries now. If you pass up this opportunity, I'll put my human skin back on and slip away into the crowd. You'll never get a chance like this again. You're right. I've never seen her in the fortress before. She's completely irrelevant. But you're too dangerous. I can't risk letting an evil monster like you get away. We have a deal. You'll return to the fortress of Meripede, and the girl can leave. But to achieve your goal, might as well take it. Don't take the deal. It could be a trick. The guilty return to where they should be, and Lenore returns to her family's side. Everything on the right track as it should be. He is someone who follows the rules. This is also in accordance with the rules. Enough, monster. I've caught you now. You're all coming back to the Fortress of Meripede with me. The girl included. What? But didn't you just... Who would actually make a deal with a monster? Could anyone be sure that the words coming out of his mouth aren't some beguiling incantation to stunt human wisdom? I won't be fooled again, so I've decided to play by my own rules. Your documents are missing? Then you'll stay in the Fortress of Meripede for the rest of your lives. You have no right to bypass a trial. I surrender. You have no right to bypass a trial. If you want to emphasize that in your written appeal, be my guest. But until then, you don't have a choice. You're escorted back to the Fortress of Meripede. Welcome back. Noelle has filed appeal forms out for you already, but you should stay out of trouble until a final decision has been made. More specifically, do not rile him up. I thought I was getting a coworker who knew what he was doing, so I could be less stressed, but as it turns out, I've only gotten busier since he arrived. I really want to take a vacation in Notlan. I want to go to Notlan too. Well, what happened to them? They're being kept under strict watch now. If you don't want the same treatment, then follow the rules. In that case, should we go see how they're doing? Paimon doesn't understand any of this, but we'll have to ask him. Come on, please finish talking so I can feed my poor boy. Suspicious food? Should probably be trying to get that out of my inventory anyways. Alright, there we go. Suspicious food eaten. Estine? It's you! Indeed, it's me. Novalis would probably call it atoning for my sins, but I've got seniority, so he doesn't get to order me around. Then what are you doing here? Atoning for my sins. What else? Why does Bowman get the feeling you aren't the least bit surprised? Did you already know Caterpillar's, do you know his true identity? I only knew that he'd been here a long time. Longer than any of us. As for the rest, is any of it really important? He looks like a human, and he talks like one, too. So what can I say? I like chatting with him. Maybe appearances matter more to me than what's inside. That's understandable. I beg to differ. In any case, if you're looking for Caterpillar, he's inside. What about Lenore? Is she in there with him? She was taken to go fill in some registration form, but don't worry, she'll be back soon. Okay, then let's ask Caterpillar just what's going on with him. I'm sorry for dragging you two into this. My plan was to get Lenore home to her family, then return on my own. But it looks like that plan was a complete failure. There's a lot I want to ask you. I imagine so. You really are a caterpillar, right? I am. Then, you're a hilichurl? I am. But aren't hilichurls all, kinda dumb? And you look just like a regular kid before. Paimon doesn't know what's real anymore. You said before that you looked like this because you got sick. After all, everyone has things they'd rather not tell anyone. And you're also so good to Lenore, and she trusts you too. But you weren't a human at all, if you're a hilichurl. Paimon, do you not remember all the lore that we just learned about that, like, last year? Then you can't trust me. Well, I want the answers to the questions Wallace asked before. I'll answer all your questions truthfully. When did you come to the Fortress of Meripede? Over 400 years ago. 400 years ago? When you said you'd been here a long time, Paimon thought you meant something like 3 to 5 years. But 400 years is like several generations, isn't it? Oh, right. You're a hilichurl. What was your crime? Existence? If you're interested in history, I was a member of the Narcissan Croix Ordo. I was found guilty of being an accessory to the Master's scheme. The Narcissan Croix Ordo? We've heard of that before. I'm surprised anyone still remembers it. The prophecy of the apocalypse. My master believed that he could stop this future of destruction from coming to pass. He did much to prepare for this. It was a powerful magic, and also an evil plan. But perhaps none of this is important now. The plan failed, and the Narcissan Croix Ordo has essentially ceased to exist. Whether Fontaine is destroyed or not is no longer has anything to do with me. Just who was this master you spoke of? Narcissan Croix, a powerful mage. He taught me human speech and granted me memory and intelligence. Is there really someone who could do something like that? But your appearance aside, you really do seem like an ordinary human. Though many details of the past have faded into memory, I remember this very well. This was a very, very long time ago. I couldn't change how I appeared to others at will then. Many humans, some in finery, some in others in rags, some with curiosity, others with disdain, would all ask similar questions. Can hilichurls really talk? Are hilichurls really capable of intelligence? My master raised the holy blade of Narcissan Croix high, It was a ceremonial sword, so the blade wasn't sharp, but still it glistened in the sunlight. Behold, he said, even a hideous monster such as this can attain wisdom and redemption through my power as the incarnation of Narcissus and Croix. I was one of his creations, and as a testament to Narcissus and Croix's power, I once wielded a blade for the Ordo. But the sacred sword evidently couldn't save my master from a fate of failure and ruin, and the mystical magical weapon no longer exists. And there will be no more monsters in human skin like me. Why do you want to help Lenore? Because of compassion. Humanity might be unattainable for me, but at the very least, I can imitate it. Just like how I learned to change how I appear to others. Paimon doesn't get it. Crichton, Paimon, you both innately possess kindness and benevolence. Because of this, you don't need to think twice about helping others. You simply do. If you look at their outcomes alone, plenty of actions are indistinguishable from each other. We all agree that Lenore shouldn't stay in the Fortress of Meropide, and that she should return to her family, so we chose to help her. Your actions come from an innate benevolence that doesn't require excessive consideration or calculation. For me, however, it is because by doing so, I'll be more like a human. Funny, isn't it? I'll never truly become human, yet I can't stop mimicking human behavior. It's like atonement. As far as human law is concerned, I've long since atoned for my sins, but a human, what would a true human do? They would never forgive themselves for the mistakes they made, the harm they caused, and the people or things they failed to save. So my sins can never be absolved, and I'll be forever my own prisoner. What do you plan to do next? I'll bring Lenore back to her family. Huh? But forget about getting out of the fortress. We can't even get past this door. I made a promise to her, so I have to fulfill it. She shouldn't stay here any longer, especially not by my side. The geode mine shaft. It's a dangerous route, but it's feasible. The geode mine shaft? That's right. Clyde said that there's an opening there that leads outside. So the guards asked him to install a locking mechanism like the one at the Rift of Erosion. He also said something about having prepared a surprise. Yikes, there's no way that's anything good. Are you sure you want to go from there? Paimon seems to remember that the research terminal there has to be operated by 2 people at the same time. And Lenore's so small, Paimon doesn't think she'll be able to operate it. Why don't we help them, Crichton? I do innately possess kindness, after all. I'll do it for you, Paimon. Okay. I have a few more questions about the Ordo as well. I think there are other places better suited to discussing the history of the Narcissus and Croix Ordo. Somewhere that isn't the Fortress of Meropide, for example. Then we'll just have to wait until after Lenore is reunited with her family. Before any of that, we need to think of a way out of here, and we need to meet back up with Lenore. Esteem will help us open the door, but there's a limit to how much he can help us. He should be at the entrance, right? Let's go ask him. Should we try knocking? Going somewhere? Huh? You're not Esteem. He had something to do, so he asked me to cover for him. When are people finally gonna get into their heads that I have my own work to do too? Then can we leave? You can, but it's dangerous out there. How dangerous, you ask? About as dangerous as the mental state of the new guard, I'd say. He really is a lunatic. I had no idea there were so many Gardamex on the move. Not only that, people actually approve of his methods. Not that I know how serious those people are. If you want to go, you'd better be prepared. I mean, it would be best if you didn't come back again. But Lenore's not back yet. I'm here. Mr. Malpal just brought me back. Then there's no time to lose. Lenore, I know we lost the last game to the evil sorcerer, but are you ready for a new challenge? A new game? You mean a new adventure? I'm ready. We can't let the evil sorcerer catch us again. Looks like we're all good. Are you ready then, Crichton? Yep, let's go. Thanks for your help. Oh, the lore, the lore. Action zone without being noticed. There's a garden back there. Okay. Let's just hope I can get to the top of this. Okay. Three. One. Four. There we go. Oh, I can't deactivate them. Gosh dang it. Do I have any teleport? Ah, yep. I figured as much. No teleportation for you. Oh, there's a guard right there. How else am I supposed to get down? Where is it?
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world.
Guess Celeste guarded after all. What should we do now? Huh? Why is there a searchlight here?
Those memories. So dark.
Gosh dang, that seemed to have taken a lot longer than I remember. I like totally avoided that though. Ugh. Fine. Fine.
Relax.
All the way back up here. Cool, so I missed a cutscene too. It's completely different from before. Is it really necessary to use all this just to deal with 4 kids? Consider us kids. I'll protect you, Miss Paimon. Miss Paimon, don't be afraid of the hexes, those wicked sorcerers. Stop. That doesn't mean they got Lenore. You gotta be careful, Kaito. We can't be discovered by the guards or be seen by the searchlights. Go lost the Geo mineshaft. Go to the abandoned production zone level first. Anyway, let's head to the direction.
I follow the wind.
Oh wow, hey, okay. Whoa, who did that?
Time to go.
Kazuha 100% stealth. Snuck out of a nation. Sneaking out of a prison shouldn't be that hard. Without being noticed. Again.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them.
if you wish to hear it.
What?
The wind rises. Surge forth.
Huh? Feels different from before. Oh, there's three.
Squall and fury. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
So different from inside the fortress. There's no traces of human buildings at all. Oh, really? Work in a place like this? Shikoi. Is this the Geo mineshaft? Paimon's heard of it before, but it's a little different than she imagined. Wow, what pretty rocks. Are all of these gems? It's Archeum. Archeum mining operations stopped after the Fontaine Research Institute accident. Maybe we should keep our distance then. So, there really is a research terminal here. Is that a note next to it? Could Kleine have left it here? Let's see what it says. This locking mechanism can only be opened by two people, simultaneously. The energy storage unit has been removed from the front research terminal. The geo mineshaft has been equipped with a flying energy thief. Ooh. Initializing the front research terminal with an energy storage device is not advised unless protective measures have been taken. The Flying Energy Thief is a trial product that has not undergone internal or peer review. It will pursue any entity carrying an energy storage device and disable said device. Loss of control or explosions occurring during the trial's product's operation will be considered unfortunate accidents for which the manufacturer is not liable. It is strongly advised not to leave from here. Work in the production zone is arduous. Sorry, I'm trying to open something. But at the very least, it's not life-threatening. Turn back now if there is anything about the Fortress of Meripede that you are unsatisfied with. If there's anything about the Fortress of Meripede that you are unsatisfied with, please see Miss Monglain and fill out a survey. How do I open this? Ah, there we go. Is this a surprise Clinus was talking about? More like a shock. To activate this research terminal, we'll need a mobile energy storage device. But once we have one, we'll be chased by some sort of flying energy thief. Looks like we'll have to beat this energy thief in a race. I'd like to go back and give Kleine a beating. Flying is faster than running. How can you give up before the race has even started? There's going to be a race? I'll be rooting for you two. Alright, let's leave this terminal to Caterpillar and Lenore. We'll take care of the rest. I'll keep watch. Be careful. This is said to be one of the security measures set up inside the geode mineshaft. It will actively pursue entities carrying storage devices and will use small yield explosions to disable those storage devices. To anything that is not holding on to a storage device, however, they pose no threat at all and appear to be no more than pretty little balls.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot.
We're rooting for you. We'll take care of things here. Okay, so that's a wall. And I gotta get over there. And these things can easily just go through that. Hey! Now mystery ore. Okay, so that's a dead end. Seems like nothing happened. Can I just destroy all of them? This is how one really succeeds. Oh, they just keep on coming. Okay.
Too slow. Quit following me. The wind rises.
Ah, I see.
Behold!
Turn it up. It can be activated now. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Squall and Fury!
Gosh dang it. Where am I supposed to go?
The wind rises.
At the same time, we should be able to open the path. Hey, can you hear Paimon? Countdown from 3. Turn them on. 3, 2, 1. We can finally get out of here, Lenore. Caterpillar, get out of here. The way out is clear. Come on, Cater, faster. Huh? Why is it off again? Fontaine Research Institute's tech really is unreliable. Someone sent to catch us? Maybe. Should we go back and take a look then? No need to trouble yourselves, esteemed guests. You're evil, and I represent the side of justice. Even without Gardamex, I won't let you get away. Lay down your arms and surrender. I will assist you.
Let's play.
I'm saying it was too far.
Useless.
Squall and Fury!
Honestly, you thought you could go against two gods? He's just a monster. Why would you help him? Why would anyone help him? Catter is not a monster. Why would you call him that, evil sorcerer? Ever since Mother left Meropede, Catter's been really nice to me. He's never lied to me. There are other nice people here too, but none of them are as nice as Catter. He tells me all kinds of stories and listens to mine too. I won't let you call him a monster. Why? Justice should triumph over evil. There's no such thing as good or evil here. Estine, what are you doing here? You're late. So sorry about that. It took me quite some time to retrieve those Gardamex he utilized without authorization. Well done. You didn't just break the rules, but also violated regulations. Now it's your turn to accept your punishment. You're coming back with me. As for you guys, if you want to leave, this is your last chance. With all the fuss he's been making, who knows what will happen later. Of course, it's also possible that nothing will happen after all. Thank you. If you really want to thank me, don't come back again. Then with Estine's help, the path is reopened. Paimon guesses we can go now. We should be in the clear now, right? Let's get a move on before we run into any more surprises. We're leaving Meropede again? Will we ever come back? Sure, if we do something bad out there, we'll use the front door next time. Going through the regular channels is safer. Well then, goodbye, Meropede. It's this way.
Too slow. The wind rises.
And then I will Peter Pan my way out of here. Whee. We're finally out. The air outside is so fresh. Nora's family lives out on the foot of the mountains to the southeast, in a mansion with a garden full. There's something else I want to talk about, but let's wait until we're up there. Okay. However, there should be something else. Nice. I thought there was supposed to be a whatever it's called. A Dracula's here. Ugh.
Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a tree, looking out over a meadow, cider in hand. Wouldn't gliding be faster?
I guess that will happen later.
Quit following me.
No! The butterfly! Look, that's your real home over there. It's just like Agnes described, at the breezy foothills of a mountain, upon a flowery field of grass. That's it? It's just like Mom said. Crichton, Paimon, why don't you take Lenore there? Are you, Cat, aren't you coming with us? I'm feeling pretty tired, so I'll rest up here for a while. I'll catch up with you later. And I'll stay with you. Once you're all stood up, we can go together. Mr. Crichton and Miss Paimon must be tired too. It's a shame Bran and Mr. Woolsey aren't here. I kind of want to go back. Back where? Back to Mirrorpeat, of course. Going back now probably wouldn't be a great idea. That's right, getting out of there wasn't easy. Plus, if we go back now, Paimon thinks it would be bad news for Stien and the others. Don't you want to go back to your real home, Lenore? Look, you can see it from here. We just have to go over there and we'll have reached the end of our adventure. And speaking of which, Paimon thinks we've met your family before. Now that she thinks about it, a lot of the details add up. Earnshaw, fine prince, princess, and Earnshaw's tasse ragu is so tasty. You're gonna love it, Lenore. It's just like Agnes said. Look, Lenore, there's nothing to be worried about. Go home. I know Earnshaw will take good care of you. Will you go with me then, Catter, after you've rested? Lenore, everyone has somewhere they should return to. You should go back to your real home. And I have somewhere I should go too. Then, when we see each other again? At the end of the story, the characters in it all disappear. I don't think they see each other again. Of course we will. Your adventure is only just beginning. There's still a whole wide world out there for you to explore. This is just a temporary goodbye. We'll see each other again. Really? Really? I know you've never lied to me before, but let me tell you a story, Lenore. Long ago, there was a mage's apprentice. He was a dim-witted apprentice, so it took him far more time than the others to learn the language of magic. But his teacher, who was an amazing mage, wasn't the least bit concerned. On the contrary, he heaped praise on his apprentice's progress, and even entrusted him with important tasks. Then the apprentice never doubted his teacher's instructions. After all, he was a great mage who taught him the language of magic. The mage had a basin in his workshop. Actually, you could call it a fishbowl, as he kept a little fish in it. One day, the little fish called out to the apprentice, "Hey, you over there, nitwit, help me out." The apprentice was taken aback. Apart from the great mage, nobody, or no creature even, would make conversation with him like that. So this piqued his curiosity, and he asked how he could help. As it turned out, this little fish used to live in the vast and boundless sea. By being brought here, it had been separated from its family. It had tried to ask others for help, but none had responded to it. "I'd like to bring you home, but my teacher has forbidden me from going out," the apprentice said. Hearing this, the little fish swam crestfallen to the other side of the basin, saying nothing further to the apprentice. Then, one day, the apprentice discovered that the little fish was no longer in the basin. Who took it away? Did they bring it home? The apprentice couldn't help but wonder. Without the little fish, the basin was now completely empty. Just what sort of place is the vast and boundless sea? Before he realized it, the apprentice's thoughts had drifted to the world outside the workshop. And then what? I bet the mage's apprentice leaves the workshop. But the little fish, did it go back to its home? The sea. That's a place with lots and lots of water, right? Does the apprentice find it? I'll tell you the rest of the story next time. Aww. Only listening to my stories can't be that much fun. The next time we meet, if you don't want to hear my stories anymore, you could tell me some of the stories you hear from Earnshaw. I think he'll have many stories he'd like to share with you. Well, then, the next time we meet, I'll be sure to have lots and lots of amazing stories to tell you. I look forward to hearing them too. For now, it's time for you to go home, Lenore. This goodbye is only temporary. We'll see each other again. Okay, then, until next time, Catter. Mr. Crichton, Miss Paimon, let's go. Yeah. Please take Lenore home. You got it, since I can no longer try and get the special crystal fly. Oh, what are you kids doing here? And this young lady is strange. She looks rather like... Together with Paimon, you describe to Earnshaw what you heard about Agnes from Caterpillar. As you speak, Lenore supplements the tale of a few childish words of her own. So that's what happened. That silly girl's already... Mother's not in Meropide. Is she not here either? Yeah, she didn't like it here, so she left and never returned. Why? This place is full of things she likes. I recognized Prince, Princess, and Hero as soon as I saw them. Mom said that she was always very quick to change her mind, and she pestered her dad. Grandpa, for ages, until he finally agreed to get her puppies. She really liked dressing them up, but as soon as she had something else she became even more fond of, so she didn't want to get to watch them grow up. Why won't she come back? If she doesn't come home back soon, I'm gonna grow up as well. She'll come back and see you grow up. So, is this place going to be my home from now on? That's right, child. This place is your home now. Okay. Nice smell. Tasse ragu. You can eat as much as you'd like. I'm back in my own home now. This way, I think Catter will be happy too. Catter. Is he the one who took care of her? If it's alright, could you invite him to rest a while here at the cabin? He's got other things to take care of. He's kinda shy. When we were in Merripede, he was really good at hide and seek. Nobody could find him if he really wanted to hide. He's quite shy, so he's watching us from a distance. As long as he knows Lenore's home safe and sound, he'll be content. Is that so? Well, that's a pity. Could you help get a message to him then? No matter when, he will always be welcome here with open arms. If you ever get the chance, invite him over to be our guest. We'll tell him. Sure thing, leave it to us. Catter and I agreed that the next time we meet, I'm going to tell many great stories to him. Well, looks like we've got a lot of awesome stories to prepare then. We can't be sharing stories with him that aren't at least 100 times more incredible than his. Okay, 100 times. Even Catter will be surprised. We can reminisce about the old days while we drink tea and even enjoy some snacks. You're finally back in your real home, Lenore. You must be tired. We'll leave you to it for now. Mr. Crichton, Miss Paimon, are you guys leaving too? We've got our own adventures to go on. Okay then, when I grow a little older, can we go on adventures together? Oh, and Catter can come along as well. One day, perhaps. We can discuss it when you're older. Okay, thank you, Mr. Crichton and Miss Paimon. See you guys later. You guys are leaving now? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Safe journeys. It's getting late. Should get some rest too. Well, Agnes, if she hadn't been so stubborn. It's my fault. I was the one who was too stubborn. I'm a stone-hearted old fool. According to Lenore, she smiled at everyone, and even until the very end. About Lenore, that child, she's just like her mother, spirited and independent. Children grow up so quickly. What can I say? I just hope that she can live the life she wants. Health and happiness are more important than anything else. Oh, he's in his human form. Caterpillar, wouldn't it be great to meet Grandpa Earnshaw and Lenore right now? Are you sure about this? She's returned to a normal world with her real family. For her, I'd say things couldn't have ended any better. As for me, she'll forget about me in no time. Hey, don't say that. You should know that you mean a lot to her too. She definitely won't forget the promise you two made to each other. If you really never see her again, she'll be heartbroken. She won't. Children tend to quickly forget both meetings and farewells. This is how they grow up. I'm simply a character in a story, brave at times, yet also an evil monster at others. Let this fantastical story be a memory consigned to her past. She has a real world now, one that's hundreds of times better than any fantasy narrative. Crichton, Paimon, thank you. Don't mention it. About that payment, don't mention it. As I mentioned before, there are places better suited to retelling history, like the nurses in Croyordo. Oh, we've been there before. If so, that'll save us a lot of time trying to find the way there. Let's go. Okay. Wonder what would happen if, you didn't have that completed. To the nurses in Croyordo. Let's go. Oh my.
Squall and fury. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Just try to climb. Yeah, let me see if I can't climb.
Yeah.
There's a way to get up there. I know that. There we go. I can't really see, right? Surely there's something I'm supposed to do with time, right? So we're gonna play destroy identity when the clock strikes midnight. I'm out. Mystery orb, grant my wish. Gather also a mysterious yellow green horse. Multiple waypoints. Get Lenore out of the fortress of Mirapede. Okay, fine. It's all the way down. Talk to Caterpillar. Where is he then? Oh. Okay, my dumb brain. Well, this is the Narcissus Ordo. There are no longer any ceremonial items here, nor has there been any dispelling ritual conducted for a long time. Nonetheless, yes, the familiar setting is stirring my memory. This is the right place. Maybe there might be clues that we overlooked, but that you could spot off the bat. So, have you found anything? All I see are memories of a past, and things that shall never again catch up to me. Does that count? Well, Common doesn't want to interrupt your reminiscing, but that does sound like what we're looking for. Perhaps, but my past is inextricably intertwined with the Narcissus Ordo, chief culprit of the great sin. As such, some of my memories may yet be helpful to you. Then could you start telling us about them, Caterpillar? I should warn you that I was not in the inner circle several hundred years ago, so I don't know everything about the incident. But I was personally mentored by the Narcissus who should be the origin of all this. Narcissus, isn't that? There's a prophet lying dormant in all of us, and when he wakes, one more evil shall walk the world. That's the sort of person he is. Well, since we've got this opportunity, is there anything else you want to ask, Crichton? Tell me about yourself, Caterpillar. About me? I thought we got acquainted well enough during our jailbreak. I don't understand that you're asking something deeper. Now I shall perform a terrible feat that never been done before and will never be done again. I will expose someone's true self before all, without any facade or mask, and that someone shall be myself. Wow, that's really a lot. Emma doesn't think she can lighten this atmosphere up at all. Lenore has already gone home, did she not? We have to face a more complicated world now. The time for things from under the age of 9 is over. Next, we probably need the experiences from age 16 or so. Huh? What? The experiences from 16 or so? The first voice I heard while in this body was that of Narcissus. Other than speaking of the redeeming powers of the holy blade of Narcissus, he also preached thus. The body is just a shell. Even the body of a hilichurl can bear a sentient consciousness. Did he create you then? Perhaps he did. I tried to unravel my own origin, but the answers I got were all pretty vague. Who are you? Well, I don't really feel that way. I have discovered, after all, that most humans do not know the reason why they were born, and yet they still live happily. Also, it is not quite correct to say that he created me. How so? Creation is a feat for a god. If we may call the one above a god, in the tenets of Narcissus, do you know what is most critical in creating someone? What is it? It's imagination. Imagining a person down to the last detail, akin to an oceanid imagining a creature in the wild. There's a story that tells of a powerful mage priest imagining his own son, only to realize he himself was the product of someone else's imagination. I'm sorry for digressing, but I feel like that this information is relevant to your questions. Well, that didn't make anything clear, but do you have any other questions? About the Narcissus Ordo. Since you find this place so familiar, what could you tell us about it? Actually, as I recall, most of the people in the Narcissus Ordo were very kind. Narcissus teachings just contained many radical ideas that were perhaps difficult for people to accept. Doesn't sound good at all. Narcissus would lead ceremonies with the Holy Blade in accordance with the ancient dictates. They call it trifactor excision in Liyue, and in Sumeru, shattering Atmagraha. He called it renunciation of the ego. He believed that one's own will is an obstacle, and that accidentally receiving a vision while seeking the path is a guaranteed path to destruction. So, after someone gives themselves up, what happens to them? Well, they stay quite normal, actually. It is said that people cannot perceive the truth because a body with a seal sees the world filtered through the five senses. That doesn't sound so scary then. However, I never found out what Narcissus Croy's ultimate purpose for collecting all those wills themselves was. Can you elaborate concerning Narcissus Croy's? Another time, perhaps. There is so much to be said. I'll need time to process it all. Do you have any other questions? About what happened all those years ago? Many years ago, the one then called Lord Artificer, Guillotine, and Narcissus Croix had an intense clash. Guillotine was even called the White Cavalier of Protection back then. Is that a better title than Honorary Knight? Well, if we're comparing impressive titles, I submit Chrysalis of the Phantasmic Moth. Just what kind of weird title is that? The title that the Ordo gave me. See, I'm Caterpillar, a creature that turns into a chrysalis before completing metamorphosizing into a butterfly. Sorry. I suppose the name contained the wings of hope that I would mature into a human. Even though we learned a lot, there's still more questions that will need answers. I'll have to pore over the records and try to piece it all together. So I'm afraid you won't always find me here. Fontaine can be dangerous for you as it is now. I'll disguise myself and rely on the methods I've developed to do what I must. I'll survive. Anne and Shaymore returned to their Nissincroy Ordo. Negative. Danger. Danger. Activity by Nissincroy's Ordo remnants detected. Carrington, Paimon, and Anne, please find a safe place immediately. Annihilation mode activated. I didn't know you could do that. Whoa, Shaymore, calm down. This is... We meet again. What did the White Cavalier of Protection say about you? Ah, yes. This is my little invention. Affirmative. I am... garbled mechanical noises. Prototype with a large number of bold design elements. The priority level of this topic has been downgraded. Please lay down your arms and surrender. Shaymore, listen to me. I've already surrendered to Carrington. Is that so? Yes, totally. Very well. In that case, we can continue to discuss my extraordinary design. I am Caterpillar, as you know. Speaking of which, how's the young lady you were protecting to me? Wait a moment. Why did I say something like that? What's wrong? You are correct. I am looking for the master. I should protect Marianne, or you might call her Marianne Guillotine. Marianne Guillotine! Mechanical noises. The mechanical noises slowly become clearer. Guillotine. Correct. My designer, Guillotine. Caterpillar, is this your memories from hundreds of years ago? You know, getting clear? No, this is a memory from before my birth. Something akin to an elephant recalling its previous life while meditating. I do not understand. Previous lives do not exist. Not for you, at least. Thanks to you, it seems that I've encountered a potential breakthrough I had never imagined possible. Perhaps I might find the secrets to my own birth after all. Though I do not understand, I am glad to have been of service. Anyway, hello, Caterpillar. Have we met? My memory is fading, so that is quite possible. If I may be so blunt, what is your relationship with the Red Empress? The Red Empress? I have no idea who that is, though the name kind of rings a bell. Then let me try another name. What is your relationship with Lyris? How do you know that name? I went through many adventures with Paimon and Carrington just to find out that she was merely a character in a story. Do I? I think I know what's going on. I'm also a victim of riddles, so I shan't play dumb. I'll tell you everything I know. Lyris did indeed exist. She was an Oceanid as well, and Narcissus Croy's name for her within the Ordo was the Red Empress. what's going on here? It feels like it's all connected. Still, when we first got here, Paimon couldn't help but notice the clock here doesn't seem very accurate, does it? Ah, that. Simply put, it's the Doomsday Clock. Doomsday Clock? When the clock strikes midnight, the apocalypse will come. Huh? Doesn't this mean that the end of the world is almost upon us? Huh? That really does take me back. When I was here before, they thought the apocalypse was still far away, and that though it wouldn't happen in our generation, we should stop it for the sake of the future. If the clock is accurate, then it is not far off now. Perhaps we shall lay ourselves down to sleep tonight, and the sun shall not rise in the morn. Perhaps the sea shall evaporate tomorrow. Or perhaps we are already living in the apocalypse, and the good times have long ended. Hey, get serious. Will the apocalypse really come? First, what we see is just a clock, not the apocalypse itself. When it comes down to it, time is merely a tool humans use to measure changes in all forms of matter. Narcissus Croix was the one who used the world formula to calculate the beginning of the end and built this device. As such, I cannot answer your question, dear Paimon, because this is all it is, a clock. That's true. Anyway, let's share our findings. You and Paimon briefly shared all that happened with the other three, though technically speaking, none of them are humans. Input logged. Elenos. Did you think of something? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's like water boiling off into gas. I can't see it, and I can't quite grasp it either. Oh, any thoughts or leads, Caterpillar? Can't say that I don't, but I'm still trying to sort some things out, so let's discuss this later. Right, I kept forgetting to ask you something. Crichton, Paimon, I'm very grateful for everything you've done for Lenore. So is there anything that I can help you with? Huh? Do you mean anything? Just like making a wish? It should be something within the scope of my abilities, of course. Did free Lenore and I from prison, but I'm no gin in a bottle. So what would your wish be, Paimon? If that's the case, then more. No, wait, yummy food. There's so much that Paimon wants, but we've been having lots of fun traveling together, so we don't really need anything special. Instead, Caterpillar, can you help us help Anne and Shaymore? Paimon. Crichton, what do you think? Is that a good wish? That'll do, Paimon. That'll do. It's all good. That'll do, Paimon. I guess, put off finding my sister. I understand. Then let us work together. Yeah. Understood. Now, I plan to work with Shaymore and Anne to see if we can use our experiences and the information available here to figure something new out. Crichton, Paimon, let's meet back here later. Anything else you want to talk about? About the current situation? It's nice that this place is so lively again after several centuries. Just joking. I think there's a purpose to all this. I mean, to us gathering like this. It's boring and foolish to treat it as simple, sheer coincidence. Our encounter has to be an omen of a kind of beginning, akin to a repressed seed struggling before fully germinating. But on the other hand, before the actual apocalypse arrives, just who would try to find meaning in absurdity and be convinced that those signs herald the inevitable solemn moment? Other than Narcissus and Croix, whom I used to call Master, regardless, he deserved to be called Grandmaster. Just like our paths crossed here under the Doomsday Clock, if we follow along the woven path together, maybe we can. I feel like along doesn't have two L's. I should save the rest of that thought for the end of the journey. I want to know more about you. What else is there to say about myself? I often feel mutually exclusive elements in the nature of my existence. Individually, they are pure, but also alien to each other. Therefore, when they interact, They mix with the other and become impure. Can you understand that? My own identity is not consistent. Sometimes I'm a bloom guard, other times I'm a dragon. My identity is a lie built out of the stories of others. But I believe a definitive answer exists, a singular correct answer. As the hands on the clock move again, I'm ready to take that step. More about Lenore? Our time together was very short, but I never thought I'd be so committed to playing the role of a protector for her. It was indeed a very novel experience. Perhaps I was attracted by her purity, because that's a quality I will never possess. Yet the fortress of Meropide is what kept her innocent, somewhere she shouldn't have been in the first place. To give her an opportunity to choose, the right to choose must be first stripped from her. Whenever I think of how, now, the mundane world has finally entered her heart, we'll talk about this later. I'll stay here until it's time for us to set out. Here's Shaymar. Where's Anne? Oh, there's Anne. Calculation process halted. What are your instructions, Mr. Crichton? Through communication with Anne, the Oceanid, and the former Narcissus Croix Ordo member Caterpillar, some promising information has been obtained. I am prototyped, designed by Guillotine to accompany and protect my master, Miss Marianne. Fortunately, no additional information on Miss Marianne is currently available. However, Anne the Oceanid was able to provide very little information. Any member Caterpillar did not provide complete information. More time is required for analysis. Knight Crichton. About the current situation. I believe I recalled some very vague feelings. I'm not sure if they can even be called memories, though I do not know whether humans keep their memories in their heads or in their heart. But Oceanids seem to have neither a brain nor a heart, just water. If only I could be like that silly dog, just sit there and mumble stuff like drive defragmenting to recall stuff. I want to know more about Princess Lyris. Is kind and courageous. That's why she endangered herself in order to protect her friends. Before, all I thought that was must have been a friend of hers, and she protected me. So now that she's in trouble, I have to save her. Even though she might not want me to do that, because she's too nice, and would rather suffer than let her friends be in danger. But if I don't save her, how could I be worthy of being her friend, or deserve her protection? Memories. They're hazy, like whirlpools in water. Emotions and desires, on the other hand, feel so real, despite me realizing she's just a character in a story now. Or about you? I don't know what else I can tell you. I'm the part of Marianne that was imagining it being here, but she rejected me, and the others as well. I mean, other existences. The Princess Lyris I want to rescue does not exist. Marianne is also not Marianne, and isn't that silly dog owner's answer. I don't know why, but when I see that silly dog, something just swells inside of me. It feels like bubbles, but they burst whenever I get close to remembering. Caterpillar seems to know something, but he won't say much if he's not 100% sure. We came to the place with Narcissus and Croix in its name, yet nothing was resolved. It's all good, just go to bed. Okay, good night, Crichton. Alright, time to talk with Shaymar about himself and Marianne, I guess. Want to know where at you, Shaymar? I feel like I already did this. I'm equipped with the most advanced memory storage unit, logic unit, optics, and various functional modules from the Fontaine Institute of Natural Philosophy. This allows me to keep a log of Miss Marianne's daily life and also act as an agent's assistant. My present top priority is to locate Miss Marianne and ensure her safety. Why does it keep going black? More about Marianne? The purpose of my design and creation is to serve and protect my owner, Miss Marianne. It is to locate and ensure safety, and the ocean exhibited certain behaviors identical to the past behaviors of Miss Marianne, the factors comprising them: loud mechanical noises, loud mechanical noises. No regular record space collation can decrease the frequency of such issues effectively. And lastly, oh, nothing. Bye. Affirmative. Have a nice day, Mr. Crichton. Okay.
Boring! Behold! Gotcha! Search for it! Squall and Fury! Too slow.
Okay.
The wind rises. following me.
Is it here?
Squall and Fury. Behold! Too slow. Squall and Fury. Too slow.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for. There's something after that.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this
Yeah,
world.
no, it's when it does that.
Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Okay.
The wind knows me.
Here we go.
The wind rises.
Yahoo!
One with nature. Useless.
Do I need, like, Kokumi or something?
All is accounted for.
Okay. Yeah. Troubleshooting. Activate the cooling system. A cooling system.
conquering deep.
Yes, yes, I know. You love conquering demons. But how do I get the cooling system?
Here!
Oh, hello. Oh, oh, oh my. Oh my, oh my. Did that do it? Bro, it instantly killed everything. It oaks. Just call it good.
Squall and Fury.
Oh, my bad. Water has entered the system. Emergency drainage function. Surely there's like a stingray or something, right? Ah, there you are. It's only those two. Okay. No drops? Seriously?
Behold!
What? Ugh. Is there another one? I knew it. is this emergency train?
The pleasure is all.
Ah. Gosh dang it, this thing. Oops. Does nose.
Squall and Fury.
biological samples. They were carefully stored in sealed jars. It's difficult to say if it's close to an animal or plant, but it's clear that it is unlike any other carnivorous plant. It hunts more actively for living food. I tried transferring it to a basin, and it started growing rapidly. It seems to eat anything. I cannot determine if this is due to its inherent nature or a result of mutation after the introduction of heterogeneous tissue. Maybe that person would be interested in it. Unfortunately, after going to live in seclusion at Dryas Wood, he has been avoiding the Institute's researchers, including me. I have learned that Archeum affects his behavior. Further experimentation is pointless. Feeding should be stopped at once. Of what? I don't see a creature.
Thank Barbados. Wait a minute.
Oh! I just break something. Salvation is meaningless if only a few can be saved. Were these words to be spoken by one of noble character, that would be all. When the issue of cost and efficiency cannot be resolved, allowing the few to be saved is the best choice. The underwater shelter is undoubtedly a technical success, but even if we ignore cost issues, it's still a stopgap measure at best. The Archeum project has greater potential, but the Forging can only realize a fragment of its potential, and that is an experimentally proven fact. Another project criticized as being purely ornamental. Said ornamental value is an objective fact, but it is useless to science. Archeum is rather ornamental too, but its beauty is worthless if it cannot serve the well-being of Fontaine's people. Gosh dang, these guys. Ah.
Take it and have fun.
Drained conch cup number 3. Ooh. About the Golden Troop. Comparative studies have been conducted on the surviving ruins of ancient orders from across the land. While they all had different names, and the scripts and images left behind support the conclusion that they share the same origin. Ancient scholars believe that all the arcane arts originate from a pre-Lemurian civilization, as belief that now seems to be much more than mere speculation. Fortuna appears to be the title of a symphony. Ancient documents record the existence of such great symphonies that were connected to the fundamental power. The gods of this previous civilized era seem to have ruled Fontaine using the power of symphonies. The ancient Romurians used music to record everything, and even magic was no exception. But their thinking was so peculiar that it hardly seems human. Even the scholars of the ancient orders, self-proclaimed heirs of the pre-civilizational legacy, were unable to fully comprehend it. I collected numerous special conches on my quest to uncover proof of the Grand Symphony's existence. Although the legends about them vary by area, there is a single point upon which all of them agree. These conches were tools used by the ancient civilization to convey some kind of information. Clear, it's probably supposed to be there is a clear gap between the magical spells left behind from various eras. And this really complicates my work. But if I assume that a complete schism occurred among these ancient orders at some point in time, then it might explain what happened. Petrichor, a strange name indeed, it seems to mean golem in the ancient language, even though it's just a run-down fishing village now. I sense a mysterious energy lingering there, pulling me toward it. The island is far away from Fontaine's waters, and perhaps that's why it has been left neglected for so long. If I manage to discover the fated castle of legend there, I might find answers to the many questions that vex me. Revius, annotation. As the founder of the Concilium Sapientium, Rogerio was a true great master in his time. Unfortunately, due to the poor academic environment in Fontaine then, his accomplishments never received fair evaluation. Alas, much like mine. Okie dokies. I know there's more to the map. How do I get there to be more to the map? Ah, where am I, Poisson?
Quit following me.
Wait, you have got to be kidding me. I was that close to it the whole time?
Relax.
This realm is...
Great. I have to go after all the trees in the fontaine.
If you ever...
Find some new foods. Oh, that's a lot of coffee beans it needs. Okay. Hey, I pressed A. disappointment. My culinary skills. These are all done now, right? Just waiting for Smir to give me the 3 that I'm missing. Also, straight is the gate. Open the door to a certain secret study. Removes all red minis and mini minis from Bravos' press box. Red minis open. Another time.